Now, the American and the Israeli relationship is being put to the test, or so it appears, with Netanyahu announcing that he will press ahead with his planned ground offensive into Rafah, despite international pressure, including a warning from the United States to not cross the red line. The meeting army officers and soldiers, the Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu has vowed to eliminate what he claims are Hamas battalions that he's not been able to eliminate so far 5 months into this war in Rafah, and also to bring about what he claims would be absolute victory to the people of Israel because of this war by him.
There are international pressures to actually prevent us from entering Rafah and completing the job. As Prime Minister of Israel, I push away these pressures. I will continue to repel the pressures and we will enter Rafah. We will complete the elimination of remaining Hamas battalions. We will restore security and bring absolute victory to the people of Israel and the state of Israel.
Now, this moment as we speak, there are more than 2.3 million Palestinians who live in the Gaza Strip. And ever since Israel began its offensive pounding northern Gaza with air bombs, it prompted a mass exodus where people from the northern part of the Gaza were slowly pushed in segment after segment into southern part of the Gaza Strip. And now, at this moment, more than 1.5 million Palestinians are said to be in the southern part of the Gaza Strip in Rafah. Now, the IDF has been carrying out ground offensives against Hamas, and it is planning to enter into the southernmost part of the Gaza Strip in Rafah, where more than 1.5 million Palestinians at this moment have taken shelter. Netanyahu is planning on what he describes as humanitarian islands to transfer in the middle of Gaza before launching a ground invasion. But a ground offensive in Rafah by Netanyahu will of course come at the expense of his allies who have distanced their support, raising some questions about protection of civilians, the Palestinian civilians in the besieged enclave. The Biden administration says that it will not back a military intervention into Rafah, but it must be pointed out on questioned whether Biden will stop military transfer of weapons to Israel if Israel goes into Rafah. Biden said he would not do that, but will continue arming Israel with more weapons. Listen in.
The president has been very clear about our position on Rafah, and our position is that a military operation in Rafah that does not protect civilians, that cuts off the main arteries of humanitarian assistance, and that places enormous pressure on the Israel-Egypt border is not something that he can support.
The Hezbollah's leader, Syed Hassan Nasrallah, has said that even if Netanyahu goes ahead with the Rafah offensive, he would have lost the war as he's failed to achieve any of his goals, including that of defeating Hamas 5 months after this war.
Today, in the 6th month, Netanyahu stands up to say that if we do not go to Rafah, we have lost the war. I tell him that even if you go to Rafah, you have lost the war. Because after 6 months of fighting, it was unable to provide a victory scene and a victory image from all the goals he announced, did not achieve a single goal.
Now, the United States, of course, has transferred billions of dollars worth of weapons, and now the Israeli lawmakers have also approved another $19 million budget to increase the funds for the war against Hamas in the Gaza Strip. The Israeli Prime Minister's decision to storm Rafah, where about 1.5 million Palestinian civilians have in fact taken refuge, is going to be a litmus test for Netanyahu amidst the mounting pressure over Israel's conduct in this war so far. And despite the voices of discord that have emerged from the United States, it's unlikely to visualize or to foresee a scenario where the United States would not back Israel in this war, even if it goes into Rafah. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.